Hey guys, welcome back to Prep Talk on Prepping in Progress. I'm Steve, and today we're going to talk about a couple of things having to do with bugging out. Now, first of all, yes, I'm working on my Jeep. Yes, it's a newer model Jeep. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to go, "It won't work for a bug out in an EMP." You're right. But if the Arkansas River floods, it will. So, one thing that we have to think about with bug out is storage space. And the other thing we have to talk about is communications. So let's get to it. Okay, so as many of you know who have watched the one of our early videos, the Everyday Carry video vehicle edition, I drive a 4-door Jeep. Well, that 4-door Jeep is missing one thing. It has less cargo space than even my old SUV. So, what do? Well, what we're doing right now is this is a bolt-on attachment for a cargo hitch. Now we can either run a trailer with this, which would be kind of difficult for me. It would be difficult for me because this is a slightly elevated vehicle. Now what I'm doing right now, well, first of all, I'm going to need either a drop-down hitch to attach to this, or the option that I'm going to be using for a while at least, which I'll show you in a minute. So this hitch comes with 4 pre-drilled holes. It's made for my particular make and model of Jeep, and the holes match up perfectly to a bar in the bumper, which just happens to have 4 holes in it. And we are running the 4 bolts, hand tightening them right now, to hold this thing in place. Now I'm going to finish this part up, and then we're going to talk some more. Okay, so through the glories of movie magic and the pause button, about 5 minutes I tightened up those bolts, made sure they were really tight. Now I don't have the electrics installed for the trailer hitch, but what I do have is this cargo rack here. The carrying capacity is 500 pounds, and it's actually much more, but this was a safely recommended. Now what you can do is not stick your finger in the linchpin hole. And knowing my luck, guys, you're going to be right here with us. Nope, it works. It's going to say you're going to be with us for a failure. But here you have it. You know, floodwaters are coming, something other than an EMP. Your vehicle is still in play. As long as you've got a trailer hitch and one of these little cargo racks, you do have a little bit of extra space for gear when you hit the road. Miss Kim's car is not here today, but we are going to open up her CB, and tomorrow, while you guys are watching this, I'm going to be installing her new CB in her vehicle. Miss Kim is not a ham operator, so as such, she cannot talk to me on a ham band. She can have a ham radio in her vehicle. She can listen all she wants to, but because she's not licensed, we can't just banter, get directions, you know, tell each other we're going to pull off. She does not have the talk capability. She can only listen. So CB is the option for her. I'm about to go off on a tangent. You know, this was just going to be let me show you a quick way to get some extra cargo space. We have our home outside of town, our home in the mountains. The more I live in the city, the more I want out. That truck that you just heard go by as he passed the driveway, stuck a beer can out the window and started pouring it out. One of my friends has a t-shirt that says "Kumpf, come out of her, my people." Gotta tell you guys, the more times the sun goes, well, the sun doesn't go around the planet goes around the sun, the more I want out. Cities or even small towns are getting crazy. Anyway, let's go inside and let's take a look at Miss Kim's new toy that I'm putting in her car tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to talk about communications. I kind of explained that Miss Kim is not a ham operator, so she won't be able to talk on on the ham bands back and forth with me. In theory, she can have a radio in her vehicle and listen, but she can't respond. So one-way conversation, if we're on a convoy, might not be the best scenario in a non-emergency situation. So the next best thing is a CB. She grew up with them. I grew up with them. It's still good tech. Now, she's got a Chevy Suburban. It does not have a good location to do screws and mount a regular CB. Her Suburban also doesn't really have a great location to put an antenna, so we're going to have to go with a mag mount, which I don't like them, but at the same point in time, the wide flat roof of that Suburban is going to make a great ground plane. So we got her this, a Midland 2-in-1. It's small enough that she can just tuck it away and, you know, use it when she has to, use it when, you know, she's in a traffic jam to talk to truckers. This thing is pretty cool. This will hold 6 AA batteries. This will hold 8 rechargeable AA batteries and has a charging port so you can recharge it. Both will fit on here, like so. Now, this works as an itty bitty handheld. But this is the advantage that I like about this particular radio. You click on here. You plug your coax in there. You plug this into your cigarette lighter, and your little itty bitty handheld radio has gone from a handheld to a car unit with a car antenna. And in radio, you can have the poorest radio in the world as long as you've got the world's best antenna and you've got them tuned to each other. You can make that radio sync. So this is what we're doing with Miss Kim, so that she and I can talk back and forth. The Jeep, my friends, it's got a Uniden Pro. It's not the 538, but it's one of the ones with the weather alert that as long as it's on, it'll interrupt you with a siren. It's designed so that if a trucker's asleep in his bunk and a tornado or something's coming in, it will wake him up. So comms wise, this is our latest edition, and when it comes to comms and storage capability, those are two things that you need in an emergency. You know, you can have your bug out bags pre-staged and everything, but there's always going to be that one little thing, you know, you grab on the way out the door that you might not have room for. This way with that rack, I do have the room. I can now fit my gear and our dogs, or one or two of the kids, and most of our dogs, actually all of our dogs, would fit in the back of the Jeep because I have the gear rack on the back. Comms wise, she has the capability now to call for help and at least have a better chance in an area with no cell service. So that's your prep talk for today. Kind of not our usual fare, but I thought these were some important things to discuss.